but more contemporary, I guess. But going from the most recent one, oops, I'm dropping boxes of hair.
Well, if you got $1, won't just lousy down. Know that I got rhythm that could suit your budget fine.
Hey, it's Patrick, the Trusty Extra Mercantile. Welcome to my channel, and welcome to the Maumee Antique Mall. Maumee. Last time I did a video here, I was teased for pronouncing Maumee weird, but no one ever told me how to actually pronounce it, so I'll just keep winging it. I'm on my way to Pennsylvania, and this is one of my favorite places to stop. Parking lot is packed today, so I'm not sure how much I'm going to be able to video inside, but let's see how it goes. I don't always know what I'm going to record when I walk into these stores, but it just so happened that on my drive here, I was listening to a podcast and it was talking about an upcoming folk art exhibition about game boards. So here we go. And I just did a video on my own game room and hanging game boards, but nothing like this. This definitely has some age to it. It says it's from the 1900s. I have a couple older boards. I don't think I've got anything that looks like this, but this is kind of the idea that probably what that folk art exhibition is going to be focusing on, these handmade boards. You know, sometimes maybe this was the bottom of a drawer, or turned into something from something else. It says it's 4-color. I don't exactly know how you count the color. Maybe the edge is slightly different than the red in the squares. But this whole idea, you can tell it's kind of made by hand. It's got a little bit of a rough quality to it. But it's super cool just as a piece of display. And hey, it could be functional if you just get some checkers. So I talked a little bit about Chinese checkers when I did my game room tour. So this is a version put out by the Ohio Art Company, which does metal games. And let's see. Oh, from Montgomery Ward. I don't know if there's going to be anything on here that indicates what year this would have come out. Ohio Art Company. Here's the game itself. Now it is 20, and it says no game pieces included. So I'm assuming they would have sat in here somehow. I'm not sure what this is for. It turns. I guess it turns, locks like that, so the game pieces are not visible. And you open it, and then your marbles, I guess, sit in here. That's where you put them when you're done. Okay. Seems like a lot of space. I think they'd be loose, but who knows? Nothing on this either that indicates the age. Can do a little bit of research, I guess. On the back, I thought was kind of cool, was a checkerboard for King Row. Or no, I guess King Row is just saying what the home row is for. See a little logo here. Nope, just the Ohio Art Company logo. I'm thinking 50s, but I'll do a little bit of research. $20 is kind of a nice price for the piece and the box, because the box actually is kind of cool all by itself. But I don't need another one. So I guess when you're in Ohio, it should be unsurprising to come across another Ohio Art Tin Chinese checkers game board. This one's not in as good a condition and does not have the box. It's $15. But the one thing this does have, which I didn't see on the other, I wanted to show, is this one actually shows the copyright. So this one's 1953. It doesn't have the cool art in the back. It doesn't say the King's Row. Oh, and this one actually says Northwestern Products Company, St. Louis, Missouri. But somewhere. Oh, well, I guess it's not Ohio art. Okay, well, silly me. Looks very similar though. Jan Lu Chinese checkers. I doubt the folk art exhibition is going to go heavy into Scrabble boards, but I found this booth that had literally a stack of these, and I picked through it. I just thought it was kind of interesting to show. The bulk of them were copyright 1948, so I'm assuming that's one of the earlier times when it came out. At least the design that I'm familiar with, this pretty much looks familiar. And they had like over a dozen of that style. And then as you go through the years, you can see this one changed a little bit. It adds the letter distribution on there. And this one has both the 1948 and a 1998 copyright. And then you go to this one, which the background color changes a little bit. And even, well, board colors, the wrap board's about the same. It is also about the same size, but this one is 1999. So 1 year later, we did this move. Then we got a lot more information on the side, including a full address. This one's from 2001, and it has a letter distribution on this side and on the other side, so people don't have to read upside down. And then the most recent one they had is much more colorful. You can tell that this is more of a modern look. And this one, well, modern, 2007, but more contemporary, I guess. But going from the most recent one, oops, I'm dropping boxes of hair. Going from the most recent one to the oldest one, which I dropped to the floor as well. So 1948 to 2007. Triple word scores stayed in the same spot. Double letter score. All of the scoring appears to be the same. So they changed the color, like more of a fuchsia pink as opposed to the soft pink. Orange for the triple word score instead of red. But everything else appears to be the same, with a star in the middle, a star in the middle. The progress of Scrabble. So, pop quiz to those of a certain age. $6 Million Man board game. When would this have come out? Bionic Research Lab, got power cards. $6 Million Man is used by the Defense Department to locate an underwater missile network. We've got a zip code and a 1975 copyright. And another game that should be for people of a certain age, i.e. me. I do not remember the Mighty Mouse game, but check out the art on these. This is awesome. This would have looked great on my wall. And it's copyright 1978, so I would have been 8 years old. I totally would have been playing this, but I do not remember this one. So unfortunately, this one is sitting by itself, so just for the graphics of the board game, but I've never heard of it. Americana trademark, but you can see there's cards, like indication on the outside, so it's kind of like a poker, maybe a Tripoli type board. Parker Brothers. When you open up, the board's a little bit different. Some of the same graphics, I guess, on the inside, and then opens up 8, 9, 10, King, Queen. This like vaguely makes me think of Tripoli. I don't remember who did that, if that was Parker Brothers or not. No indication of year. We'll not comment on that. We've got cool illustrations in the corners. Everyone playing poker. I don't know if this is poker, but it's something, and it does look kind of cool. Okay, not a board game, but I'm fascinated by this harness racing game. 4 can play. It has Woolworth printed right on the cover. Unassembled, no tools required. Figure 8 over under 4-lane track, automatic lap counter. It does have a zip code, does not have a year anywhere. Still has the instructions on how to assemble the track. Made in Japan. And it looks like all the pieces are here. And it's got like a little I guess motorized, maybe it's magnetized. Harness, horse. This is so cool. There's a little automated track counter, lap counter. That's the thing to get them to go up the hill. This is so cool. Now, I'm not gonna pay $75 for it. I would have paid $10.88. Alas, inflation. And welcome back to the bunker. If you're watching the shop along videos that I'm dropping right now, you will notice that at the end of the last video, I am in the same clothes in the same location because I'm currently at a hotel and I'm recording the endings of 3 separate videos from 3 separate shopping trips. So I'm just kind of wrapping them all up into one final event, hoping I can keep everything straight where I got each item. So this is, I actually recorded the other one and named it in the video as the Maumee Antique Mall. And then I realized, wait, that was a Maumee, that was Stillwater. This is the Maumee Antique Mall ending. And I did pick up a few things at Maumee. It was funny when I was checking out from the mall, I was there for, it was a few days ago. I was there for a few hours, for about 2 hours, maybe a little over 2 hours. I was there pretty much right up until the time they were announcing, look, the lights are going to shut off, get out of here. So I pretty much stayed right till the close. And I had gotten one of the items kind of like at the very first booth I was there. Oh no, that's what there was one an item that I saw right early on one of the first booths that wasn't priced. So, but I was really interested in it. So I took it up to the counter and asked if they could reach out to the vendor. Unfortunately, it was higher than I was willing to spend. It was something for my personal collection. Actually, it was for Raj, but I didn't think it was worth it. So I ended up saying no, regardless. You're not going to see that here. It was a cookbook, but that woman helped me. That it was the same woman who then checked me out. And she said, you've been here a long time. And I'm kind of embarrassed by that. And then but I had to say, I'm like, well, yeah. But I also didn't even see I probably saw more than half, but there were definitely aisles I never walked by. I never looked at the entire south side of the mall. I never made it to like the 2 or 3 aisles there. I just didn't have time. The place is huge. It is one of my favorite places to go. Always has variety. Sometimes I find things for myself. Sometimes I find things to resell. And other times I just find it's interesting, educational, whatever the case may be. So this video ended up focusing, I don't always know what I'm going to focus on when I start recording. Like when I did the intro in the parking lot of the Maumee Antique Mall, I had no intention of what I was actually going to focus on until I just start seeing things. And so this one ended up being, as you hopefully just watched, this one ended up being a bunch of videos where I focused on the vintage games. And then what I find that ironic is even though I'm building a vintage game collection, I didn't buy any of those games. The closest I came was this. So this is a William Steig. I need my cheaters again. There's a William Steig. Who is this? Yes, William Steig. This is Sylvester and the Magic Pebble. It was $4.95, and it's a storybook. Well, I guess it this way. It's a puzzle with a storybook, and it's all still shrink wrap from its original collection. So I kind of picked this up, not 100% sure what I would do with it. I was thinking about being able to sell it on Scott's channel when I do the Unbreakable sale, because clearly Unbreakable, it's all still packaged up, relatively large to ship, but easy to ship. But then I actually kind of took a peek on eBay and realized these actually sell for pretty decent money. Particularly the ones that have sold for 20 to 30 bucks weren't even shrink wrapped. So I have new old stock. So this will probably end up on my eBay store. So anyway, but I still thought it was cool. And unfortunately, I did the research that same night. I can't remember now what I saw. This one was copyrighted. So this was copyrighted 1995, but there was something on here. Oh, yes. So this was a special package thing that they did for the 25-year anniversary. So the book itself came out in 1970. So 25th anniversary, it's still in and of itself, as 1995, we're still kind of approaching vintage legit. But it is kind of cool. It's also based on its numbering system. This was a first edition version of this. I don't know how many editions they ended up doing for the anniversary. So anyway, it ended up being just kind of a really nice find. So it's one of those things. I remember this is something that Misty from Thrifter Junker Vintage Hunter did a lot of videos on when I was first learning and starting up my channel. You know, you can find things, and Crazy Lamp Lady, everyone's done videos. You can find things in antique malls and still make money on them, because in some cases, and I can't remember specifically which booth that was, in some cases it's a booth that they maybe did a house closeout or something. They can't research every single item that they have, giving you a kind of a sneak peek to the next video that I'll be dropping in the series. And I really do regret I didn't do a better job in videoing what I want to talk about now, but it's George from Antique Nomad. He talked about this really early on. Again, I learned so much from his videos. And one of the things he did, and he kind of did it like a quippy little side comment, but it's something that's stuck with me ever since he said it, is that if you're looking for a deal, if you're particularly a reseller and you're looking for something, you know, to work on, you're never going to find it in a booth that specializes. Like if you have a booth that specializes in Fenton, you're going to get an absolutely wonderful collection and a wonderful variety of Fenton. And if you're a Fenton collector, you're going to get possibly ways to fill your collection, but you're probably not going to get deals, because if it's a Fenton collector, they're going to know what Fenton is and they're going to know how to price it. So it might be slightly less expensive at eBay or whatever, but you're not going to get like a surprise deal like this. Okay, I'm not equating the donkey to Fenton, but you know, something where if that same Fenton booth has a piece of pottery or has you know, books or whatever, they're not specialists in that. So they may have picked it up thinking it was a cool piece or it would look good in their booth, but they may not know what they had. And so this one, you know, I'm sure this person still made money even at $4.95. However they got it, they're happy with what they're selling it for. You do enough research, you can't sit there and, you know, Google Lens and, you know, eBay search every single thing when you're in a store. But you can do it in an antique mall and you'll still find things. I don't know why I went down that rabbit hole, but thought it was worth sharing. I thought it would just be kind of a fun offer for a live sale. It may still be that way, but I have a feeling it's probably going to end up on eBay because I can cover more of my costs of the trip. This I picked up not because of price. Actually, I think it was the same booth that the book was, because the label's the same. So $5.95. Not, I probably will eventually end up reselling this, but I have an idea. So I don't remember if I did a haul video on this or not. I think I did. I did a trip to the Kane County Flea Market, I think earlier this month, and stopped by my Dave, who's a viewer, stopped by his booth at the flea market. And what he had was a series of vintage linens that were pre-printed and had the instruction, like a little instruction sheet on how to stitch the linens. And I can't remember if I did a haul video on that or not. But regardless, I saw this, which is basically the same thing. So it is, this one has a different insert to it. The one that I got from Dave, it was more like, it almost seemed like it was a newspaper article that was cut out for it. Like maybe you could order it. This one appears to be something you bought as a kit. I'm not going to commit unless I get a lot of encouragement to do so. I love selling vintage embroidery. I might try and make it. Okay, which means it's probably going to sit on a pile and it'll just never happen. But that is why I picked this one, because looking at this one, I think has better instructions because it's got the color matching to it. The other one, when I looked at the instructions, it seems to be more, if you already know how to do embroidery here, well, I have done embroidery. I have been shown how to do it. And I do like the looks of it. We'll see. But anyway, that's why I picked this up. So we're going to end up seeing what I can do. I've been looking for ideas to do as part of a craft project for with some other vintage resellers. I did a Christmas ornament kit video a while back. I don't think this is going to fall into that, but those are the things. Beth from Carolina Princess Sweet Treats and Pretties, we're always trying to come up with ideas of doing things together. That may not fall into that category, but it's in that same vein. So anyway, I got that. And then the other thing I got was a couple pieces of ephemera, and I think, yeah, these were both from the same location or same booth. I do get frustrated when people put stickers on paper, particularly really old paper, but little unpaid promotion. I do not get sponsored, although I take their money anytime they wanted to give it to me. There's a product called Undo. I actually have done a video about taking apart a Victorian scrapbook and using Undo in order to do it. And Beth from Carolina Princess uses it as well. It will take this sticker off, no problem. It will not leave a mark. Well, hopefully it won't leave a mark unless it's been on there for a long time and it's faded. But if you try and tear that off, you're particularly with this is that rough older paper. If you try and take this off, it's going to peel some of the finish of the paper off. It's going to be really obvious that you used to have a sticker on there. So I did not take the price tag off, but you can see what this is Army Laughs, a pocket full of fun from August 1941. So history lesson, everyone. August 1941. What was happening right then? In the United States, I hate to, at the lack of sounding disrespectful, I hate to say not much, but the United States had not yet entered World War II. We will do so 3 months later. No, 4 months later in December. But the war had already started. Germany invaded Poland in 1939. So this is 2 years into that. So, you know, this is an army. There, obviously, we had an army. We just weren't in war. 1941, people like, oh, wartime. You're on the border. But still, this would fall under World War II era ephemera. And it's like, it's not really a comic book, but there's like crossword puzzle notes to you too. There's a little sauce picture, lady in tub. Of course, the fleet's in, but I canceled all shore leaves. So Admiral telling his date that he's her only choice for the evening. Telephone call for you, Sally. He said to just say it's your army boyfriend, to the little lady with all of her other army boyfriends. So just a cute Army Laughs, pocket full of fun, Corporal Ken Brown, editor, volume 1, number 6. So there are probably lots of these out there. I've never seen this one, but again, as you can see on the price, it's only $1. I might look to see, this one I haven't researched yet. I might see if these sell on eBay, but it's okay condition. It's just more of a cutesy thing. I'll probably sell it in Scott's Unbreakable sale because it's super easy to ship, and I think it's fun. The other thing I got, and this falls in the category where it start getting a little dicey of, what exactly am I doing with my ephemera? So this is Boston is Byways and Highways, John Albert Seaford. It is a hardcover, but like a really lightweight hardcover with a very like paper, like craft paper style dust jacket, which is kind of cool. I don't see those very often. This one is copyrighted. Did I see a copyright on this? I did not see copyright on this, but this is early 20th century. But the reason I picked it up, the spine is falling apart. So right now, I think the pages are in there, but you can see how loose the spine is. But all of these pictures that are in here, if I can do this right, these are all tipped in. So they're actually loose. So these are, in some cases, they're super high quality editions or high quality. These appear to still be prints. So I haven't pulled out my loop to see what quality these are, but I really do think that if I get that, using that undo, I will be able to take these images out, put them on a little small 5x7 mat board with photo corners. And some of the prints in here are really, really attractive. So, you've got this one, and then it says what it is on the opposite side. So when I did this, and I'm actually doing this for another set of prints, for that one, I can't be accused of, the book had fallen apart. So I was literally just taking the loose pages, but it was the same type of thing. There were tipped in illustrations and photos. And then on the opposite side, it had, that one actually has slightly like a cover page, but anyway, it has the description of what that photo is. So what I'm doing is I'm putting in that case, I'm taking the picture, putting it on the mat board, and then taking the other page, the one that describes it, and I'm putting it on the back of it so that when I put it in the bag and board for my booth at my antique shop, people can know, okay, this is all the information on it, but you can frame the picture just with the mat board. So it's just something that you can give a book like this, it's falling apart, give a book like this extra life by turning the photos into something else. So like that, it was from Adams Square to Faneuil Hall. We've got towers of Cambridge Bridge. Let's see, just the Pagoda and Old State House. Now, I'm not familiar with Boston, so I don't know if all of these things still exist. This is just basement shops at Boylston Street. So I don't know if some of these images maybe don't exist anymore. From Dartmouth Street looking north. So these might, I'll probably just put them in my booth. They may not be as popular because they're specific for Boston. So I might try and do something with these once they're framed, maybe put them up on eBay. We'll see. I think the book was only like $2 or $3 because of its condition. But I think if I put those in, I get the little map boards, there's some cost and labor associated with doing that. But I can probably make really attractive, even if if you're from Boston, whatever, like just a little short, like I said, probably like a 5x7 mat board. So like a small frame, put it in there's a small skinny wall next to your closet, whatever. It just makes for a good use of ephemera. So it's like this whole idea of decorating with ephemera. What do you do with old ephemera? Most people don't know what to do with it, so they're not interested. But it makes great decor and unique decor. So if somebody's from Boston and somebody, oh, what's that? Like, oh, hey, I got that from a book or whatever, and it's where I grew up or whatever. Why am I rambling? I don't know. So anyway, those are the only things that I picked up. So I did enjoy one of my favorite places to go. I did spend some time there, just didn't pick up a lot of stuff. I guess maybe I focused a little bit too much on doing the videos, but really I don't need a lot of stuff. So I don't regret it. It's just, again, I knew that video was going to be pretty short. So I was adding this to try and make that up. And now I've been rambling so long, the video will probably be a pretty decent length. So anyway, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for putting your trust in Trusty Huckster. And there will be another video ending, probably me, if I get my deck together, I'll do another one. And it will be me in this exact same outfit, this exact same location with no arch and nothing on the walls of my hotel. But hey, at least I'm getting content for my channel. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Give me a good deal on something I can use. Make me an offer that I just can't refuse. When that sunrise in the morning and there's nothing there to do, will probably be the last time I see you. Woo-hoo.